Okay guys, welcome back to another topic. This topic this time we'll be treating on CSS text formatting. CSS has many ways of formatting the text within the HTML. We have the text color, the text alignment, the text decoration, and also the text shadow. So all of these things we'll be looking at in this video. So let's create a file, call it text format CSS text format. Let's do it this way. CSS text format .html. So let's create our HTML format, and then we'll be starting off CSS text formatting. So the first subtopic in this topic we'll be treating is the text color. The text color is used to specify a particular color for a web page. Let's have an H1 that will style, like the webmasters. Okay, let's use the webmasters. So let's say we want to change the color of this H1. We'll be using inline styling for all of our styling style. There it goes. Okay. So let's say we want to style the H1 in this page CSS text format. We use the CSS element specificator H1, and then CSS has an attribute of color that we use to style change the color of the text. We'll be using pink. Let's add pink here, and then let's fill this in the browser. Let's view this in the browser. Codealong CSS text format. It's actually coming up, so we can see it's up. So these are H1 with a H1 text with a color of pink. So let's say we want to style a particular, want to add this, we change the color of this to black or whatever, or any other color. Let's use a span. Let's use a span, and then maybe these are specifically for designers. You can run a span element. We could give it a color, also color of blue. It's supposed to be okay. And we can see. So that's how we do it. Let's change this back to its normal pink. Okay. So the next one that I'll be looking at is text alignment. The text alignment is used to specify the position of a text. Text alignment has attributes like right, left, and center. So we'll be looking into that and see how it works out. Text alignment. Let's say we okay. The default text have been aligned to the left. So all text that will be written here always starts at the left. So maybe what if we want to change it and make it to be centered? Let's change it and make it to be centered. Okay, let's apply that in our H1. CSS has an attribute called text align that is being used to align text. Okay, let's make our H1 to be centered using a CSS attribute called center. So let's see how that plays out. You can see we have aligned that H1 to the center. Okay, let's say we want to push it, we want to move it to the right. We also have another one called right. So it aligns our text position to the right, and as you can see, that's it. We also have another one that should be justify, but let's create a div so that the example will be more understandable. Div lorem ipsum. Let me close this. Lorem ipsum. Let's start our div. Let's make this centered first. Continue. And then let's start our div. Let's give our div a class. I want to target only this div. First div. So let's copy this, paste it here. That's a class. So let's give it a height of 150 pixels and a width of 150 pixels. So let's add a border, 1 pixel solid, 1 pixel solid, and let's see how it is now. Okay, so I think I might want to increase this to 200 pixels. Let's see that. Okay, 200 pixels is okay. And then let's then add our text align justify here. What the justify content does is to make all the lines, the widths to be equal. The text align justify gives all the line text, the lines within the div to have equal width. So let's add the text align justify and see how that is. And this is the way it is, the normal way. And let's see how the justifier makes it. You can see all of them now have equal, all the lines, this has equal width. So that's what the text align justify does. So we have other ones that we'll be looking into. We'll have a direction. Direction is used to, it's also like text align. It's have an CSS attribute called direction. Let's see that in action. Okay, let's create a paragraph. You are stay here is welcomed. Please relax your mind and enjoy the journey. So let's start and give it a class. So we're targeting only this class of direction, and then let's start and give it a direction. We specify the CSS class we have a attribute called direction. Direction will be using the LTL that you see here is the normal one. All our text starts from left to the right. So when we want to make our text to be from the right to the left, we'll be using RTL. So let's check that out. You can see it's just like text align, right? So we also have another interesting attribute called Unicode BID. Unicode BID we override your text content. So if we override your text content, since we have a right to left, so that means our text content now will change. We will change from it will reorder the characters from right to left. So there's a BID override. And let's see that. You can see it now makes our character to be from right to left. So let's change that back. We won't be needing it. Let me comment this off. Then another one we'll be looking into is text decoration. The text decoration is normally used in links tag. That's the ahref tag. That's where it's normally being used. You can also use it in other elements. And let's see how it works out. We have a text decoration. Text decoration. Text decoration have a none, which specify that no text decoration on this element. We also have a overline, line through, and line through and underline. So what the overline does is to put a line over the element, and what the line through does is to strike a line through the element, through the text, and also the underline underlines the text actually. So let's see that in action. Let's move it and let's make it our navigation. Then let's add a href attribute. And then let's have a home. Let's have another one. Href contact. This and another one. Href about us. So let's see that. Okay, so we can now okay I didn't show you this. As you can see, the default link tags always comes with a text decoration underlined by default. So probably we can change that here, make all the A tags, all the A element tags to have a text decoration of none. Text decoration of none. And let's see that. And we can see there's no more underline or whatever in the link tag. So we can also add another text overline. Let's add a text overline. Yeah. Overline. This this will add a line over the text, home, contact, and about us. And you can see that's our text, that's our line over the links. And we also have okay, we have seen underline, but let's add it back. Underline, as I said before, the links attributes always come with the text decoration underline by default. So let's try this again, and we can see the lines now comes back. Then we also have line through, and let's see that. That's it, line through. The line through can be used to comment off something, maybe in a chat, or delete something, just like a delete the del tag. So we'll be using a text decoration of none here. Let's style this to look good and add the color of pink. Then we'll be moving over to another subtopic called text transform. Text transform is also another CSS attribute that's used to transform text also. And in the text transform we have uppercase, capitalize, lowercase. So what the uppercase does, okay, let me put that out. Text transform, and in the text transform we have uppercase, lowercase, capitalize. Okay, so here let's have a free P. Okay, so let's have 3P here, one for the uppercase and one for the lowercase, then the other for the capitalized class. And let's give it something similar, uppercase, learn, you are, or you are to be, and that's it. Then let's add another one, plus lowercase, okay, actually lowercase is going to make all the text to be in lower caps. So let's do this. Let's write all the text out in uppercase, so that in upper caps, so that we can see the changes. Always dream big. And your goals will be achieved one day. Then let's add another one, the capitalize. The capitalize is going to make each word in a text to be in caps. It's going to make each word each first letter in each word to be in caps, lock. So let's see this one. The higher you go, the more you want to become. then let's see how this is in the browser. Okay, as you can see, this is all written out in caps in caps, and this also, this one. Okay, let's add something that will be differentiating this. You are what you want to be in upper case. Always dream big and your goals will be achieved one day. In lowercase, and then here should be capitalize, and let's check it again. Okay, so that's it. Then let's start. The uppercase, let's remove this and put it in lower caps. So the uppercase is going to let's start the uppercase now. That's uppercase. So the uppercase is going to make each letter, that each character in the text, to be in caps. So text transform uppercase. Then let's start the others. Lowercase is going to make all the, whether you wrote it, whether you've written it out in caps, it all make your it will all make your text to be in lower caps. So text transform lower case, and the last one is the capitalize text transform capitalize. So let's head over here and see the way it is now. The lowercase, the uppercase that we want this to be in uppercase, they are all in lowercase now. Then these are all in uppercase. We want it to be in lowercase, and these we want the first character in each of this word in this text to have to be capitalized. So let's refresh and see. And as you can see, this is all now in uppercase, and these are now in lowercase, and these are in capital. So this, you can see the T in caps, the H in caps, the Y in caps. So I think we might be using that. Let's use that in our under A. Let's use an uppercase on our A and all the links on this page. Okay, so seems like I give a space here. Okay, no problem. Then we also have another one called another CSS transformation on text, which we call line height. Line height is used to specify the height between each line. The height between each line. What I mean is, this is the first line, this is the height between both of them, and this is the second one. So we'll be giving the line height to this div, so that we'll be able to separate the first. So that we'll be able to separate the text content within the div. Our div here is a first div. So where is it? First div. We'll be adding a line height. line height, and let's give that 12 pixel or 20 pixel. Let's see how this is going to be. Okay, as you can see, it's made a change, so let's add more to be able to see the changes effectively. Okay, so you can see, so the spaces here is added by the line height. So let's make it to be more smaller so that the text will shrink together, and let's give it a 10. That's it, the 5 pixels, and you can see all the line height is now being reduced. So let's keep it back to 25 pixels. Supposed to do the honors, so yeah, that's it. 25 pixels. I've done the honors. So I will also have a line spacing, sorry, letter spacing. Letter spacing is going to give a space to each letter in your word. To each letter in a word. So let's add it in our P. I'll be adding it in our uppercase, in our low uppercase. Yeah, uppercase. So uppercase. We have a line letter spacing. We'll be giving this spacing 20 pixels, so you'll be able to see that. So also we're going to add spaces between the text, between the characters in the text. Okay, so you can see this is 20 pixels spacing. So let's look also. There's another one called text indent. The text indent is used to indent maybe a paragraph. Maybe you are doing a letter writing and you want to indent the first paragraph or all your paragraphs, so you can use a text indent to be able to move your paragraph from the position it is a little bit. Let's say give it 20 pixels. 20 pixels. As you can see, it's moved from here. So the next one we'll be looking into is the text shadow, which will be the last one. The text shadow adds shadow to a text shadow, adds a shadow to the text text shadow as a shadow to the text. Let's do that on all of our P tags. Let's have a shadow. Let's target the P elements in this page. Let's have a shadow attached to it. Then we have a text shadow attribute. Text shadow. 2 pixels. 2 pixel. The text shadow. Okay, 2 pixel. Let's leave it this way and see how it is. Okay, and as you can see, it added a shadow here. So let's decrease this to 1. So I think it's still running. Then also this to 1. Okay, I think this might be okay. So the text shadow is being used. You can also add another one red. Another color. Add a color to the text shadow, so you can see. So we have our main color on the P tag, which is black, and then the shadow, which is red. So that's the shadow that you are seeing red. Okay guys, so that will be it. That will be all of it. So remember, in this topic we talked about text decoration, adding color to your text, also aligning your text right, left, or center. You also have direction. You also have a text shadow and a text transform. Thank you guys. Thank you for